point, I'm going to introduce Christopher, our MC, who did such an amazing job last night. Please take it away, Christopher, and timekeepers, please get in place.
Thank you, Molly and Yannicka, and welcome again to the AI Showbiz Summit 4.0 Pitch Fest. This is round 3, the final round, where we've narrowed it down from 14 participants yesterday to our final 3. And we'll start off with Laurana Scarpioni, who's the Chief Executive Officer of Believe. Take it away, Laurana.
Awesome, thank you so much. Okay, let's start with the screen share. Okay. So when the world stops, unemployment hits hard, and the people will start to prepare for an economic recession, it's easy to see scarcity and lack of hope. But as the CEO of Believe, I also see a powerful movement of humans coming together, using their time as a currency for abundance and reciprocity. Believe is the world's largest time bank and a community of people using time as a currency to receive services, share experiences, all without any money involved. So how Believe works? You can offer, for example, 1 hour of Spanish lessons, and for each you receive a time credit of 1 hour. And then you can exchange this credit for any activity available in the community, like someone to fix your computer, teach you about personal finances, or maybe do a meditation session with you with the anxiety of these times. And with more than a lot of recognitions from international media and also the entrepreneur community, we got more than 200,000 organic users. Users like Maritza, an unemployment woman from Brazil that started offering meditation classes at the platform, and with her time credits, she pays someone to do a logo for her, someone to do a website for her, and someone to do a photo shooting. All without money involved, she started a new business just using time credits. And because we learn how to help people using time credits, we also learn how to help organizations and transform the culture of companies within themselves. With that, we offer more than 2 products for different organizations as a marketing or an employee engagement product, and we got more than $180,000 in revenue with multinational companies like Unilever and CNP Assurances. To make all this happen, we have a team of believers from all around the world working remotely very productively for more than 2 years, and we are very excited also to be raising another round of investment to complement our seed round. After raising more than $1 million with Salesforce Ventures, we want to invest this part of the investment in sales, partnerships, machine learning for our matchmaking system, and also tech integrations with companies that in the blockchain area and also the new internet. Time is the most valuable resource in the world, and every day human beings receive 24 hours deposit equally. But still, billions of people are living a limited life just because they don't have enough money to exchange. With a powerful, scalable business model, a mission that makes sense from the ground of every human being has value, we believe that everyone can benefit from the solution. From refugee camps where people wake up and they feel that they don't have value because they don't have money, or people inside companies that maybe don't know how to ask for help or create human connection. What we want to do is really show that reciprocity, equality, and abundance are the things that can connect us as human beings and make us understand that we live in a society where if we believe in each other and if we believe in the power of sharing and the power of collaboration, we can live a life where we have every crisis, but we still have value, we still have community, and we can believe in each other. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Laurana. And now it's time for judges. The time this evening for questions is at 5 minutes. Last night was 4. Tonight we're at 5. Go ahead, judges.
Laurana, you went last presentation. You went a little bit into your revenue and profit model. Can you just spend a minute and talk to us about that? Expand on it.
Thank you so much for your question. I think it's an important side and very exciting one too. So we have a few business models. The one that is already up and running is Believe Communities, where we basically create a white label for employees to share time with each other. So maybe you have 5,000 employees or 20,000 students in university, we create a community for you. And with that, we also give data about what are the main talents and the main needs of your employees. So we can have a map of what they are looking for to learn and to receive, and also the main talents and people, what they are offering. This is the first one. The second one that now we are piloting with a few brands, it's sponsor communities. So with these 200,000 users, now we are getting to 1.2 million users with the partnership with the Brazilian bank too. With these users, we also are creating open communities inside Believe. For example, a yoga community sponsored by Adidas, or adventures community sponsored by Red Bull. So what's the idea? We create a time exchange community for a niche, and a brand that wants to communicate with this niche is sponsor the community for us. And the third one is a premium membership for users that wants some premium features like video, exporting their score and reviews from other users, some different ways where we can also collaborate and communicate with that. We also offer for free for NGOs to receive volunteer time and get time credit, give time credits for each, so they can receive volunteer work, and maybe in the future that can become a business model too.
Okay, it's Brian here from Expert Dojo. Just a comment and a quick question. So there have been many barter cards and barter type. I love the idea of what you're doing. I'm not convinced on the revenue model, I have to say, but I love the idea of what you're creating, and I would love if the world was like this. But many barter models have tried to come out before, and they've struggled because the quality of the people who've come on the platform have been quite low. Right? So they haven't attracted the high-paying, high-performing people, and because of that, the folks who want jobs done are always getting it done by mediocre people. If you could speak to that, please.
Yeah, that's the perfect example of why we shift our strategy the last 2 years for closed communities. Because let's say we are doing a community for Believe for AI showbiz. So I know that everyone that is part of this event that was invited by Molly have a high level of or are committed with something that I am too. So these closed communities, people from the same company, same university, same NGO, same movement, they already have a higher commitment, higher level of quality, which makes the community much more engaged. So the problem we are solving, in fact, is the opportunity for people to really feel okay asking for help and offering what they are good at in a closed space. The open platform, yes, has a little bit users that are not as committed, but we see a lot of good talents too. And like from our platform, we get a lot of good reviews. The average exchange is 4 stars or more. So even though we see in the open platform less engagement than the closed, that's strategies that we tend to balance, becoming more of a business model in the side of closed communities.
Thanks, Lorena.
Well, I have questions, Churchy.
1 minute, judges.
I think what you created is fascinating and amazing. Have you thought about when you brought your first 1 million, was there a valuation round? And when you're bringing in the 2.2 million,
yes.
Have you thought about that?
Yeah, we did a convertible note on an 8 million valuation. And now with Salesforce Ventures, we are talking with them to see if we still can, of course, and a 20% discount on the 8 million valuation. So with the COVID crisis, rather than doing maturity date of the note and converting now, we extend for the investors that come in now also the opportunity to enter on a valuation that will be decided on the Series A rather than deciding the valuation right now, which is kind of complicated with the crisis. So we prefer to just get the money in and then close the valuation on the Series A.
Thank you, Lorena, and thank you, judges. We're going to move now on to our second participant and finalist of the evening. That's Scott Stilani Dufour, the founder of Liquid Star. Take it away, Scott.
Hey, everyone. Let me share my screen. screen. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So hi, I'm Scott Solani DeFore, CEO of LiquidStar. LiquidStar is the Uber Eats for electricity. We make software to manage solar container-based charging stations or waypoints, IoT-connected batteries, and the people that distribute electricity instead of wires. Currently in the world, 1.1 billion people don't have access to electricity, and 600 million of them use dirty, polluting diesel and kerosene energy for their basic lighting needs. Energy is the key to solving the other SDGs, enhancing food, water, healthcare, and education. So we really wanted to understand, why does this problem exist? And it's because the cost of building the traditional transmission and distribution infrastructure is just too high. Same with lease to own solar. And not to mention 40% of all electricity generated in these countries is stolen. So what happens is this leads people to use small, dirty diesel generators to get their energy, and paying 3 to 5 times as much as we do for access. In terms of who has this problem, we have 3 clients signed, from a Nigerian utility to the UNDP in Kenya and to the Benin government for a smart city initiative. We're also in the process of signing others with this problem, from the Indonesian Small Village Ministry, UNDP in Lebanon, and an Australian distribution company that wants to use our solution for disaster relief. So what is LiquidStar? LiquidStar is a blockchain-enabled text message-based mobile application based on 4 years of blockchain IoT research that integrates our partners' IoT-connected devices into an easy-to-use platform. At the moment, LiquidStar is purchasing and deploying the entire ecosystem of hardware and software, as we have to prove this market exists. As we evolve, we expect to transition to a software-as-a-service business model, allowing our customers to white label our solution, charging our government, utility, and NGO customers a fixed implementation fee, monthly licensing fee, and a percentage of each transaction on our platform. In terms of impact, we believe LiquidStar will provide electricity to 400 people per deployment, create 3 to 5 jobs, and reduce CO2 emissions by almost 28,000 pounds per year. And based on surveys and 2 small pilots, we estimate that each charging station can generate between $1,000 to $2,000 per month. Currently, each LiquidStar deployment costs $88,000, but that's because we are combining off-the-shelf solutions to better prove and understand what is needed. In the future, when we have transitioned to a B2B2C model, our customers will bear that cost. Although with bulk ordering, local construction, and continued battery cost decreases, we expect the cost of deployment to be reduced by 50%. In terms of help, we need 2 things. Currently, we are working with local NGOs on a GoFundMe so that they can purchase, own, and operate a deployment of our platform. For that, we are looking for donations and media coverage. On the other end, we are seeking investment of $500K to $2.5 million, with each dollar going towards direct impact. Even if we fail, and trust me, we won't, your investment will provide people with electricity for 10 years after we're gone.
We have time now. Thank you, Scott. Judges, you have 5 minutes.
Hey, Scott, question for you on the unit economics here on your model. I think yesterday you said that it might be, you might be requiring maybe $1,200 or $1,500 a month from locals that would need the system. I guess, how are they going to get that money? I mean, in some of the areas, that sounds like a lot of money for third world.
Yeah, so the locals actually pay like an Uber-based model. So currently, from our pilots in Nigeria, people pay between 50 and 70 cents USD to charge their phone. So the idea is that those people, instead of charging their phone on a generator, paying that much money, they would come to our charging station, pick up a battery, take it home, and pay that same 50 to 70 cents per day. So in one of the marketplaces where our partner has done the research, they actually estimate that there's 34,000 shops in this marketplace. And a lot of those people use diesel generators. And in some cases, they're paying as much as $8 per day. But when they go home, they're using this really expensive off-grid electricity like kerosene and other things. And so our solution is actually a lot cheaper for them. So it's not that like these people don't have any money. It's just they don't have a lot. And actually one of their main costs after food is energy.
Jamil, I have a question. Do you have any projections on the reduction of the carbon footprint through this effort?
Yes. So what we're looking at is that each deployment of LiquidStar will, I'll go back to that slide, will reduce carbon emissions by 28,000 pounds per year, because we'll be replacing up to 2-3 kilowatt hour diesel generators, because that's currently how most of these people are using the electricity. And then also on the other side, you have a lot of people like literally using kerosene for lighting in their homes, inhaling a lot of obviously this toxic air. And in countries like Nigeria, that alone contributes to 50,000 deaths per year.
Hey Scott, is there something proprietary about your battery technology? That's question number one. And then question number two is the amount of money that's offset by the not using of the, or no longer using the kerosene. A lot of that money then is freed up to do other things in the country, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So your second question, to your first question, we designed, because one of our partners actually designed the charity, founders actually designed the charity water flow meter. So we're kind of familiar with this space a little bit, but we've designed a battery, but we don't want to get in the battery making business. So really what our, I guess, competitive advantage is the blockchain enabled based application that manages the charging station, this infrastructure, and also the rental of these batteries, and the text message component that allows people who don't have smartphones to interact with the platform and rent individual batteries.
Okay, thank you. One other question was, I'm working on a project, actually two of them. One's in Rwanda and one's in Uganda. And we put in solar panels with some wind turbines. And then we have a battery technology, not a technology, but it's a battery that has tons and tons of ways of being recharged. It's a very small system, and it's the same kind of situation where you're offsetting the use of kerosene, and it's getting a really good response. And one of the things I wanted to mention to you is, have you looked into the government side of this? Because in Rwanda, the government is helping on putting these things up. They're very proactive, because not only is there the pollution from the kerosene, there's also the fire and the fire hazard issue, the cost issue of the kerosene relative to the cost of doing solar, and then there's the like I said, the fire. So then you have the health issues. So have you looked into the government, or the government doing anything to help you push this along?
Yeah.
We have time for this answer only, Scott.
Okay. Yeah. So as I mentioned, we're working with the Benin government actually on a smart city initiative where they want us to use our solution and actually add an additional larger battery size to power electric motorcycle taxi service. So we're not doing that. But as you mentioned, that's because obviously in these countries, there's a lot of gasoline and diesel motorcycles that not only have air pollution, but also a lot of noise pollution. So they want to look at what is the future of these devices. So we actually won a government award with a local partner to deploy a solution kind of like the one that you're talking about. Yeah, and the last thing, as I mentioned, we also anticipate a project with the Indonesian government as well for small villages on their remote islands. And that project will be hopefully starting or signed, in 3 to 6 months.
Thank you, Scott. We'll move on now to our third and final participant of the evening. That is Jamil Ducey, who is the head of growth at Darwin AI Corporation. You have 3 minutes, and take it away, Jamil. Jamil, we're not hearing you. Are you speaking?
Jamil, we're not hearing you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Doesn't look like he's muted. I'm not sure what's up.
Okay, Jamil is in Australia. Let's see. I guess I can WhatsApp him.
Hey everyone, can you hear Jamal here?
Yes, now we can hear you. I'm sorry, you're in Boston, I believe. Yes, we couldn't hear you at all before. So do you want to start again, please?
Sure. Thanks everyone. So just wanted to take a second to think about the current environment today. At a time like this, one of the things we've learned is that the current health system just doesn't have the capacity to support us in times of crisis, especially when it comes to manual testing for pandemics like COVID. One of the things we've noticed is a lot of healthcare organizations are beginning to look at AI-based approaches to automate testing situations and hopefully reduce resource constraints in hospitals. But unfortunately, it's pretty difficult right now to build an AI that you can trust for most healthcare use cases. To address this problem, our company, Darwin AI, has developed a software platform that can automatically build a high-performance AI for any use case. Right now, it's currently being used by enterprises across industries like automotive, aerospace, manufacturing, and most recently, we're seeing a lot of healthcare organizations are starting to ask, how can we develop and leverage artificial intelligence for medical applications? So here's one case study I'll show you. A research team at the University of Waterloo recently used our platform to develop a high-performance AI that could detect COVID-19 infections from chest X-ray images. What many people believe to take months or even years to develop, our platform made this possible in just a matter of days. And you can see here that the precision of the AI that was developed was extremely high and based on just a small sample set of COVID-19 infection X-ray images. The most interesting thing about our application here is the ability to explain the black box in AI decision making. So you can actually see in our visualizations where exactly in an image or a piece of data drove the AI to make a certain prediction, ultimately helping clinicians save time and resources, and ultimately build an AI they can trust. We have various examples of how we can show these explanations of AI, which many clinicians especially are finding more practical for their healthcare use cases. As a next step, what we're looking for now is $1 million or about $1 million of funding to support our expansion efforts to the rest of the healthcare industry, including those focused on COVID-19, but also other medical applications, helping the way clinical workflows can change, as well as in big pharma for advanced drug discovery and development. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Jamil. Judges, we have 5 minutes for questions.
Jamil, I know you're giving away the tech. Is that correct? Can you talk a bit about revenue stream?
Sure. Yeah. So what we are commercializing is the AI development platform, and we sell this primarily to enterprises. So the AI teams that are hired within these enterprises purchase our software solution. And it's typical B2B software sales.
Okay. Can you elaborate a little bit more? How is it? So some of the numbers?
Sure. Yeah. So last year we were approaching almost 1 million in bookings. We're hoping to see additional growth this year, especially as we try to make efforts to expand also into the medical field, in addition to some of our, the key verticals that we started our sales process in, like automotive. A big factor that dictates the industries we sell to, and a big factor for our growth is really the rate of adoption of these different industries for artificial intelligence. So you see a lot more of these innovative companies within fields like automotive and consumer electronics But just given the recent pandemic, we're seeing a lot more healthcare companies asking how they can finally leverage artificial intelligence for their own medical use cases. And frankly, that's where a lot of funding is being put into right now from an R&D perspective.
Jamil, how flexible is your system, your software, for working with non-AI legacy systems that may already be deployed and other types of AI systems that these large entities that you're working with may have deployed in other silos of their empires?
It's a great question. You know, a lot of people are finally only starting to look at artificial intelligence. For the last decade or so, it was fairly inefficient and also very low in its precision or accuracy. Now that we have like the hardware that's capable of holding or running, you know, what we call these deep neural networks that can make these high performance detections in a very quick amount of time. A lot of companies with these legacy systems, you know, some of them maybe in the medical industry or industries like manufacturing have existing hardware or equipment that would be hard to displace. But we are also seeing this greenfield opportunity, especially companies in automotive who are looking to include or introduce artificial intelligence into verticals or opportunities that they haven't yet explored and that they're finally finding possible to explore. We do know in the medical space where there is a lot of equipment around medical imaging that relies on certain types of software, neural networks could actually displace some of those software tools, just given the ability to speed up decision-making by the doctor. For a lot of these tools today, it could take a doctor to look at an X-ray image, for instance, and look at it for 10, 20 minutes. With a neural network to help them speed up that decision-making process, it could warrant displacing the software that's already existing in that equipment if it's making those decisions or helping them make decisions almost instantly.
Hey, Jamil, it's Brian here from Dojo. One question, but three parts, please. Can you tell me over the last couple of years since you started what your revenue per year is, what the amount of customers that you have per year is, and how much money you've raised per year?
I'll be able to share what we're able to disclose. So we raised our seed round in early 2018. This was a $3 million round at an undisclosed valuation, but it was a seed round, so you can make.
I get it. Go on, yeah.
On revenue, I guess we've been doubling every year since 2018, or in fact, even 2017 when we first started commercializing the platform. We've been generating revenue ever since, and last year we were approaching about $1 million in bookings, and hopefully seeing similar growth this year.
Okay, and then why aren't you raising a lot more money? I mean, wouldn't you be approaching a Series A of like a 5 to a 10 million round? And then what would the revenue? Shouldn't the revenue be a lot higher for 2020?
So I think part of it is, maybe others can are feeling this impact as well. But with the current environment and with COVID-19, a lot of enterprises where they're kind of focused their budgets and spending on today has shifted somewhat. Which is why we're a bit more conservative in how we're thinking of the growth of our business this year. That said, we do still see a lot of opportunity. We do still have pipeline to continue exponential growth. But this is sort of what we're targeting in the meantime. The $1 million in funding that I mentioned is more for expansion into healthcare specifically. This is to help us, focus on educating the healthcare market a little better on how they can adopt artificial intelligence solutions and focusing our product and our sales efforts around that specific vertical rather than raising 5 to 10 million Series A right now and using it to do something more expensive.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's enough time. Actually,
one quick one.
Molly's saying one more. So one more question.
Yes, can this be when you're doing the looking into the person's body with the X-rays? Can it also be done potentially with ultrasound? Is there any opportunity there as well as the X-rays?
That's a great question. Actually, we're working with some companies who are looking at a variety of different sources of images. We haven't yet seen ultrasound, but people are looking at like CT scans and other forms of medical imaging. Really, any type of image data. You can leverage for deep neural networks.
Yeah, I think that eliminates some of the problems with X-rays if you can do that. So
exactly.
Thank you, Jamil. Thank you, judges. That brings us to the end of the program.
Actually, Chris, I'm going to I'm going to jump in actually because there's some procedural things. So if everyone, your emceeing has been exquisite. So I thought it would be easier to speak it than to email. I know how busy our judges are, and they've given so much of their time. Congratulations to the finalists. What amazing presentations. Very well done. So what I want to start with doing is I would like Becky Weno, if she could just come on off of, turn on your camera and just say hello. Our tabulator is here. And I just want her to say hello so that everyone can see her. Becky?
Hi, guys.
There she is. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Becky. Becky is an attorney with the Sustainable Law Group. In fact, she's the principal and owner of the Sustainable Law Group and is the tabulator. I do not, nor does anyone on my team have access to the passwords. This is an authentic competition. Secondly, I would like all the judges to please, before you fill anything out, bring up your ballot that you got this morning. If anyone doesn't have their ballot, call me now. I sent it out this morning, and it's all it had was a Survey Monkey link. I heard from many people that they got it, so I'm assuming you did. It is different. It is obviously different than the ballot you used yesterday. It has the 3 finalists listed in the order that they went. And you have an easier job at scoring. As I put the guidelines at the top that are in the guidelines on our website, you merely are going to award 50, that's 50 points to one of these ventures. In the other boxes, you can put a word, but not a number. It just 50 points. The venture that gets your points gets all of your points, and you have 50 points. I will say it one more time. You have exactly 50 points to submit, and they go all to one company. So you have 3 to choose from. Pick the company that you feel is befitting of the May Day Impact Award Pitch Fest this year, the inaugural year, and then put in your name and hit submit. Becky will be tabulating very quickly because we have an award ceremony coming up. So I see all the judges typing. This is a very good sign. I can only assume that you are scoring right now. If anyone, no one has called, so good job, judges. You got the survey and you're scoring. We'll just give it another moment. And then I thought it would be very, very helpful, and we've had this question come from multiple people. Once you have completed, I will ask in a moment if anyone is incomplete. We would like the judges to spend a moment and just share their feedback overall in general, because this is about helping our entrepreneurs who are great humanitarians get to the next level. So I'd be grateful if you could share, those that are willing to, on our judging panel, any tips, any techniques, anything you'd like to see differently in the future. Keep in mind they're following a format, so it may not be their fault, but it's good to know for future. And then we will be going into the award ceremony. So let me ask, are there any judges that have not voted? Excellent. All right. Well done, judges. Becky, would you text me if you don't have 11? And remember, I did a test of it before it was sent to you and you changed the passwords. If you don't have 11, I guess 12 there, then let me know and we'll find who didn't vote. But it sounds like, yes?
Sorry to interrupt it. It does look like we're missing a few. It looks like we're missing 4 right now. So
okay.
And I'm watching it.
Okay, then I'm going to do a roll call with everyone, and we will start with Paul Hynek. Have you submitted your score? Paul, I'm not sure.
I have, and in response to your question about feedback, I'm not thrilled.
Hold the feedback. Okay. Hold the feedback. We're just procedural. Bear with me. Next, Brian McMahon. Have you voted?
I have voted.
Yep. Have you
Yes.
voted?
Yes, I voted.
Dave.
Yep.
Ro.
Yes.
Lucy.
Yes.
Chiranjeev.
Yes.
Dan. Excellent. Is there anyone that I missed? I'm going through the strip. Did I call out all
Peter.
11? Did you
Peter
vote?
has voted.
Okay. Becky, if you're still missing, if you could look at the names and tell
I can't open mine. Won't open up.
Ah, that's
Yeah, it's a dead link on mine.
all right. Then why don't you try copying it, copy and paste it into.
Yeah, I tried it. I'll do that again. My computer's a little slow, but I'll give that a shot. Hold for a sec, okay?
And if that doesn't work, maybe rebooting. So we know where one of the missing ones is. Becky, let us know if we're still 4 short.
He could possibly email his selection to you, Molly.
Yeah, so actually it would go to Becky, but Dan, very good suggestion if all else fails. Very good suggestion, thank you.
Do all the judges have Becky's email?
Yes, it's on. Becky Weno is copied on there. So Mark, let us know how it goes. And Becky, are you there? She might be counting. She probably dove into counting.
I'm here. I'm just working on exporting.
Okay, very good, very good. She'll read out the names, and we're almost done, and we'll get started here. I think while Becky is exporting, why don't we move to some feedback, and then we'll check back with Becky in 5 minutes. It's very exciting tabulating. And Paul, you had some feedback.
Yeah. So overall, I think this has been great. I'm very happy to be included with these other judges. I think the quality of submissions was very good. There was clearly some coaching on the presentations, which showed. The one last thing that I wasn't thrilled with is the sort of electoral college winner takes all in the last, because it doesn't allow us to sort of to weight the various candidates. But overall, I think it was a very good experience.
Excellent feedback, quite well taken. Other feedback from the judges, in particular feedback that could improve pitching in the future for these entrepreneurs. There'll be plenty of time to give me feedback, certainly, before next year, not to worry.
So it's Brian here. I'll go straight to the point. I mean, firstly, with judges, I don't understand how everybody's got perfect hair. Am I the only one who's like suffering 2.5 months of not having a hairdresser? Like, what the hell is going on, right?
At least you have hair. That's really the key thing, Brian.
My hair only grows
Learn to
up.
cut your own hair.
I do, but I end up cutting my ear. It didn't work for Van Gogh. Anyway, so that was my that was my first point. My second thing is, look, entrepreneurs, don't be afraid. And it's not you three, actually. I wish I could speak to everybody yesterday. Just don't be afraid of money. Like, nobody talks about the important things. Like, we already know you're going to save the world. We already know you're doing wonderful things. What we're talking about is a pitch competition to see if your company is investable. And it being investable means I need to know your revenue. I need to know your projections. I need to know, and it needs to be real. Like, don't hit me with a 2% of the market, or I'm doing it. Like, take me all the way through and make it the main part of it. Let's get that stuff out of the way. Money is not a dirty word. It's what you need to grow your business and become really strong. And as I said, this is not aimed at the three today, but Molly, almost everybody yesterday needed to learn this lesson.
Thank you, Brian. More feedback, please.
Hey, Brian, I would agree with Brian on that. And, because I like to look at the numbers as well. I think the pitches are kind of short. I wouldn't mind if they were allowed more time, at least at some point. Maybe there's another level you could put in, a set of semifinalists or something. But I think, Brian, to get to what you want, I'd like to see, just think they need more time. They go through things so fast, there's no way we get to those numbers and really dive in. But I would like to do that, but not time frames we had, I think.
And again, just following on Brian's comment, all we need, if you keep it to 3 minutes, that's great, because I do appreciate there's fatigue if there's a lot of pitches. Just have one slide on revenue, just one slide. If you just all added that into your presentation, I think that would have helped. But otherwise, just fabulous cohort.
Yeah, I think Lucy's point is correct. One good slide, that's just be in every deck that they show. And I think adding 1 minute, 3 is really, really tight. And so they want to get their story across. And so a lot of times the numbers get dropped off the edge. But I think that extra minute, it wouldn't be that much more fatiguing for us as judges. but it would give them just a little bit more breathing room. I think that would be good. I had a hard time today fitting into 20 minutes just when I was doing my talk. So 3 minutes is brutal. 4 minutes, okay, it gives me a little bit more breathing room. But overall, I was so impressed with the heart of everybody and the curation that Molly and Janica and the team did to bring such a fabulous visionary set of people to pitch together. I mean, it's a real statement that the planet is going to do fine. There's lots of brilliant people doing lots of brilliant things, from providing electricity to new ways of doing our economy and paying each other. And I mean, just brilliant new breakthroughs. So I think it's very hopeful too.
Excellent feedback. Whoops, I'll show my camera. Excellent feedback, Danny. Thank you. Any other judges' feedback?
I think listening to all the presentations, I think all three companies are going to do really well and, change the world. I think all the judges wish they could, voted for all of you. But one thing I want to tell you, whoever doesn't win, don't give up. I'm sure it's a lot of people's experiences. I know in my companies, I probably thought we were going to go bankrupt 4 times before we eventually did well. So just, keep on going and don't give up. And, I think I told them on my talk, it's like Thomas Edison said, some people didn't know how close to the end they were when they quit. So these are just great ideas. So just keep going.
Excellent. Any more judges' feedback? And Mark, could you call me on the phone?
Oh, it all went through.
Oh, fabulous. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. Let me do a quick cross check. We're at 5 minutes. Becky, do you have 11?
I have the results in, and I've texted you.
We have a winner. Okay.
I'll let you do that announcement at the next segment, I guess.
Great. Well, we're gonna. If the judges are right, we're not scheduled to start till 7 with the ceremony. So while the judges are here, I'd love to hear Sandeep. You gave such an amazing keynote yesterday. Is there any other advice, maybe not directed at any one person, that you could share? I mean, you are a veteran in this arena, and you work at very high financial levels. So I'd love to hear from you.
I agree with some of the other judges that the presentation time should be longer. I would actually give them 2 more minutes, 5 apiece. It increases the burden on the judges, but for something of this complexity, this depth, where they've spent so much time and invested so much creativity in coming up with that business venture, that would be appropriate. Some type of structure that requires them to touch upon a certain required set of parameters would be helpful as well, so that the revenue discussion is not so much hit or miss. It's a box that they need to check. Not too much structure that stifles them, but a little more than what I saw.
Great. Do you have any feedback though for the actual presenters of what they can do to? I mean, you hear pitches all the time at very high levels. Anything on that front? If not, that's okay.
Yeah, nothing that comes to mind. I will just share that last sentiment that they were all terrific. And so I wish I could have nominated each one of them to be the winner.
Thank you. Peter, love to hear some feedback from you to the entrepreneurs. You do your own event in the Middle East, I know. Some feedback for the entrepreneurs, or all the entrepreneurs out there with humanitarian missions.
Yeah, brilliant. No, I actually found the entire process to be very interesting and enlightening as well. We take very much an international view on things, and it was good to see that you actually had some parties of the participants from all these different diverse backgrounds with different solutions. As far as feedback, I would have to agree with some of the other judges. I'd probably say a little more time, at least 5 minutes for the presentation and about a 5 minute for the Q&A, because it doesn't really allow for the deep dive. and some of the ones that are more technical, where they may have a technical advantage that they couldn't necessarily express in that short period of time, we could dive deeper. Others that were maybe less technical, it would give us a chance to dig more on the commercialization and viability or the IP side. But overall, the process and the intention behind this, I think, is phenomenal. It was a key component for all of us as investors or thought leaders and access to capital is to empower the next generation of entrepreneurs towards social impact. So I found this very, very positive because every one of us have obviously had that situation in our own lives where we've hoped to have that leg up to get to take us to the next level in our evolution of our business or career, and now it's our role, of course, to give back and play that now role of more of a mentor investor in that process for the next generation. So honored to be part of this entire process.
Excellent, wonderful feedback, points noted. Ro, I'd love to hear from you. You are looking at this from all angles, from your asset management to your own investing, to your angel investing, to the institutional investing.
Yeah, I just want to start by saying it's a real privilege to be here and just to meet all of you and just to hear all these stories. It's very inspiring. And to that point, one, I think I'd love to spend more time with each and every one of them. I think maybe looking at perhaps 8 instead of 14 candidates and having that time with those founders. And but more importantly for me, and I work with numbers and investment pieces and all this stuff all the time, but within that kind of 5-minute or 10-minute presentation, whatever we go to, I love to hear more about the person, actually, about the founder or the team, because ironically, this is a social impact event or award. And, I think it's just as important to understand what kind of inspired these people to pick up these projects and decide to go this path. And for me, whenever I invest, at least, one of the weighing factors for me is like actually getting to understand the person behind it. So I think, whether you spend 30 seconds or a minute and you're able to tell your own story about why you chose to do what you decided to do with your venture, I think there'd be that more connection. There's a fuller story, and I think again with this theme of social impact, it would be nice to hear.
And because the question comes up from the entrepreneurs, what are you looking for in the person? Like, what are the characteristics that excite you about writing a check to them?
Yeah, the obvious is, that they're just not doing it for the money, right? And that it's a really passion project. And the ones I've run into are people who kind of been impacted by certain events in their lives, or just, just at the right place under a certain circumstance, and they have ideas, but they just need support. And, I like to provide whatever experience I have from just looking at all different types of businesses, but, it's really up to them to kind of, take the bull by the horn and actually lead that project. So I like to see people with good leadership skills, very good communication skills, obviously, and someone with, honesty and integrity. And if, they make mistakes along the way, they're very honest and upfront with their investors, with their partners, with their employees. That goes a long way for me. So those are the kind of people. But I'm sure everybody here knows of that. But that's what I look for.
Great, and I don't think we've heard from Mark.
First of all, I want to say thank you, Molly, for putting this all together, especially under the unbelievable circumstances and the challenges, and taking some of us newbies on Zoom like myself to do this. So thank you for all of that. I also want to say thank you to all the exceptional players on here that I've now come to meet and see, and taking your time to do this and sharing your expertise with innovators and entrepreneurs. And now from the entrepreneur side, one, not a critique, but something to add to this is you might go into a business venture with one particular goal in mind, or maybe a couple of goals in mind. But one of the things I like to see in entrepreneurs is the ability to change on a dime And I can reflect back on 2 instances where we had a solid business model doing something, but something in the environment changed that model, and we had to switch it and change on a dime. A lot of people will give up, or they'll keep fighting for one direction, but sometimes the obstacle becomes the opportunity. So I wanted to suggest that when you're looking at a business model and these business plans going forward, it may or may not be the right way you're going. You'll find out as you go. The second thing is, I do like the bullet points when it comes to what you guys do. I also like what Rose said about knowing a little bit more about you guys individually and why you're doing it. And then lastly, but it kind of ties in with what I said about changing on a dime, is I like to see more than one revenue source, just in case. I usually like to see 3 to 4 possibilities, and then some futuristic ones that you could go down as your product or service develops. So yeah, that's just the things I look for. It's important on my side. But I want to say again, I want to go back to this. Thank you so much, Molly, and your team for putting this together. All of you guys are here, and you're exceptional people for being here. So thank you for inviting me and having me here and participating.
Excellent. I think everybody went. We are.
Hey, Molly, I didn't get a chance.
Dave, please, Dave, of course. Thank you.
Hey, I want to thank Molly. What a great group. And Molly just always seems to be able to pull together some brilliant people, and I'm honored to be amongst them. So thank you, Molly. Guys, so I think as investors, I think the definition of an investor is we have a lot more scars than most people because we've been through a lot more disasters. And I've found from my experience that those are the real pivot points that help me build an understanding of how business functions. And we're right in the middle of a big pivot point in terms of coronavirus. And we're all trying to understand what the impact is of it, right? As investors or business owners, et cetera, we're all trying to figure out, where are we really right now? Are things falling apart? What opportunities are emerging? I know in 2008, I did my best sales I've ever done. So would be really interested in the next pitch just to spend a little time talking about how you're reacting to it, how you're turning this into an opportunity, because it could be a huge opportunity, right? And I think it's the 800-pound gorilla in the room, right? That this is happening. There's something happening, and there's great opportunity in it. And but as an entrepreneur and as a leader, this is your scar, right? And hopefully you'll chalk up a couple of them because it makes you a really strong person and a strong leader. So,
thank you. I did want to let everyone know that there's a partnership here, and it is 50-50, and it is Janneke Mikkelsen. She'll be coming back in a moment. She's literally editing now that we have the winner, the video with it, and we will start at 7 o'clock. With the awards ceremony, but we have a few more minutes. So if I may share a little bit about Janneke and I met her just over a year and a half ago when she was our headline keynote speaker. And my husband had just passed away, and they were both from Norway. And I asked her if she would be willing to speak. We became friends. And I was visiting her in Norway when she and we were just really concerned. This was last September, about the state of the world. We felt like it was Mayday, Mayday, a distress signal, an SOS signal. And we looked at each other and said, we were sitting on the couch having this very intense discussion. And we said, we have to get off the couch. We have to take action. I mean, we may be 2 people, but we're 2 people that know people. And from that moment on, it really consumed our life. And we asked for help from many people, and we asked for a lot of help. And we didn't have the resources to pull this off. And people said yes. And I want you to know a few things. Not one person who was going to come to our physical event left when we told them we were moving it online. We didn't lose a single person. And this may be a record. We had 72 participants, and only 1 of those people didn't make it. It's an unheard of event statistic. And enough about Janneke and I. We're proud to be part of this, but the real story here are the people that presented. This is really what this is all about. It's what Janneke and I are all about. It's about you finding the resources that you need. And Janneke and I will not stop until you find the resources that you need. You can't stop us. We'll be connecting you. We'll be continuing with monthly meetup events, having this amazing group of investors all coming together. You all sacrificed and gave of your time. We are so appreciative, but I really want to put the spotlight and the focus. We have the finalists here as well on everyone who had the courage to take action and submit your ideas, to put them out in public, and know that we care deeply and we won't stop until we find you resources. So as I told everyone, it's not about who wins or loses this Pitch Fest. It's about the rapport you build with the people you meet, the brands you build, and all of these causes. I had the honor of talking to everyone as they were preparing, and they really are all world-changing ideas from across the globe. And we hope that the focus was on you for this. We're just behind the scenes facilitating the process. So with that said, thank you for letting me have a moment to give my feedback about it, but we're also proud of you. Janneke and I were talking, we can't believe how wonderful your pitches were, and we're so proud of you. And thank you. Thank you for your time and your commitment to this cause. We will be there for you, I promise you that. So with all of that said, it is coming up at 7 o'clock, and one of the things we do is we stay on time. I know Janneke needs about 60 more seconds to get her videos ready, so I'm going to transition now to the official award ceremony. It's a brief ceremony, but it is an important one, and we will have in a moment a video to show, and maybe I should check in with Janneke. How are we on the video? I don't know if she can hear me. Yes.
Hi, can you hear me? I'm trying to activate my video here. Hello, can you see me?
We see the spacecraft. Wait, let's see.
I am maxing out my computer on all cylinders.
We don't see you, but how's the award video? What do you think?
I am editing together the video. The award video is ready, and I know who the winner is, and you do not.
Okay. So are you ready to share your screen and show the finalist video? There you are.
Maybe. Are we all ready?
Yes, we are all ready. The drum roll. We're going to start by showing a video of the finalists. You know who the finalists are, because I want you to know you all get a prize. So Janneke, go ahead and share your screen for the finalist video, not the winner.
Sorry, that video is not ready. The award, but I have the 3 finalists here.
So you would like to show the video of the 3 finalists? Exactly. That's what I mean. So go ahead. We're ready.
I need the permission to share my screen.
You need permission? You are a co-host. You have all the keys to the kingdom.
That's strange. Please continue talking while I try to.
Okay. So we're about to do the drum roll and announce the winner and so forth while Janneke troubleshoots why she can't share her screen. One idea is to zoom off and zoom in. We've made it so far through this event without any real technical difficulties, which in itself is a miracle, considering all things considered. Any luck there, Janneke? Yeah. Well, the show must go on. We have an award ceremony. So we all know who the 3 finalists are. Why don't we have them just introduce? We have people watching. I'm going to call on each one of them to just introduce themselves again. Let's start with Liquid Star. Scott, would you just do a 30-second intro to who you are as a finalist?
Sure. Hey, everyone. I'm Scott Salandi DeFore, founder of Liquid Star. Actually, we met Molly in Davos this year after a similar kind of presentation at the Green Debate. So thank you for having us. And just a little bit about us, as I mentioned in the presentation, we really are passionate, and we believe that the reason why there's so much inequality in the world is because people don't have access to electricity. And we feel that with everything going on in the world right now, that access is even more important because people are going to get even further left behind. And so I think one of the judges mentioned, it's like actually what we're passionate about is that what we're doing is actually becoming more important as every day goes on. So really, yeah, we're just trying to help get electricity to those people in remote regions that don't have it so that they can access these like modern economies and take advantage of a lot of the things that we take for granted.
Oh, that was wonderful. Jamil, are you here?
Yep,
yeah?
Jamil's here.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey everyone, thanks again, Molly, for setting this all up, and thanks everyone for joining. My name is Jamil. I'm head of growth with Darwin AI. We're really just a team of enthusiasts for artificial intelligence. Our team has had, a decade of experience at an academic level in the space of artificial intelligence. And for a long time, a lot of us have been passionate about the healthcare space and have been trying to find ways for us to contribute our expertise to this area. Especially with recent pandemics like COVID, just in an effort to help those who need it most. We're kind of happy now that we can showcase our capabilities in AI and now finally apply it to more socially related issues and really just help companies, healthcare organizations, hospitals build and leverage AI in a more trustworthy way. And our mission really is to help companies build AI they can trust. So thanks again, Molly, for setting this up and having us participate. Nice meeting all the judges as well.
Thank you, Jamil. It's a pleasure to have you involved. And now, Lorana, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself again?
Yes, great. So I'm Lorana Scarpioni. From Brazil, live in San Francisco now. And to connect the passion and why I'm doing this, I think it's very related to the way I was raised. I was born in northeast of Brazil. It's a very poor part of the country, and I grew up in the south. So since I was a kid, I always saw so much inequality and asked why my friends didn't have the same opportunities as I, even though my family also didn't come from a very resourceful in terms of money background. And if you feel like through my life, I saw a lot of times where life decisions about what we pursue, what we do was always guided by money. So for me, seeing so much inequality and also how money was a drive to who we are, I was very excited when I had Belief's idea to really understand how we can see ourselves as our talent, the impact we can make to the lives of our neighbors, our community, and how much we can restore this idea that we are valuable independently of how much money we have, and that we all have equal opportunities. And I feel like even though time banking is part of an ecosystem of currencies, it can express this belief that I have that all human beings are equal in some way and should be having the same opportunities. So
thank you.
That's it.
Well, I'm going to start with the finalists. We're having a little technical difficulties, but we'll get we have a video we made of the finalists. Yannicka has been, in case anyone doesn't know, in January she went home for a 10-day vacation with just a suitcase. She's a new tech filmmaker that works for Brian May and the band Queen and others in London. And with the borders closed on her. And so she's been doing a great job, all things considered, and pulling this off with me. So I really salute her big time here. But I want to say something to the finalists and I invited them all here tonight and let you know that we have a beautiful digital insignia, which you'll all be emailed, that you can put on your website as inaugural May Day Impact Award participants, and you should be proud of what you've done. And we create the signal as a beacon to resources to attract them to you. So you get that, and you're going to be in our Hall of Fame for people that have joined the May Day Impact Award Pitch Fest, and that's on the website, which Yannicka has transformed into a masterpiece. So you're going to be getting that. and then you will get continued publicity from us and all the investors, including the investor I met from Puerto Rico this morning in the Teo venue. We will continue to introduce you. So thank you all finalists. I know there's several here, so I just want them to just say hello, the ones that are here. Heather, you want to say just hello and your name and title? I don't know if that works for you. Or how about Dr. Lena Martin? She's here. You want to say hello?
Hello, hello, and shout out to Norway. And thank you so much for this opportunity and wonderful, wonderful experience, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Dawson is here. You want to say hello, Dawson, one of our finalists?
Yeah, I was so lucky to have stumbled upon this event and to have met everybody and received the support and advice that I have from the judges. I'm super thankful. And this has been a great job. Thank you, Molly, and all the judges and all the participants as well.
Great. And Bastian, I see you're here. You want to say hello?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you so much for having us. It was a really good experience to go through the process. It's always a good testament to your own narrative to narrow things down to 5 slides in 3 minutes. And the interactions that have been coming from this has already been great. So it's been really valuable already. I'm looking forward to all the follow-ups and everything that comes from this. So thank you.
Excellent. Dale St. Clair is here. Dale, if you want to turn on your camera or just say hello. There she is. Say hello.
Thank you, Molly and Yannicka, for this amazing opportunity. I'm learning so much, and I haven't been able to go to sleep since I'm in New York. I won't turn this off until AI Showbiz is over. So thanks for this enormous opportunity, and thank the judges and all that participated.
Great. Heather Smith, I don't know if you want to say hello.
I wanted to say hi and thank you to all the judges for your feedback. And it, as the other contestants or finalists said, it was really an interesting process to go through. Very helpful. That's great.
Great.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to show the video of the winner, but before we do, I have invited Nova Spivak, who is the founder of the Arc Mission Foundation. Nova, if you want to take yourself off of mute. The winner, and I should have mentioned this as well, all of the submissions that we received, and we received many, they're all transcribed, and thanks to Nova, they're going to be placed in outer space for future generations and sentient beings to discover. And he has an announcement too about for the winner. We have something even more along those lines, but I wanted Nova to take a moment and just talk about the Arc Mission and you know, and verify that we are really doing this. This isn't just a pie in the sky idea. Nova?
Well, thanks everyone. And thank you, Molly and Yannicka. So we are going to be landing the Lunar Library 2.0, the second moon landing that we've done. And that is currently scheduled for the end of 2021 with Astrobotic. And so that will happen hopefully end of the year 2021, and will include the transcripts of this event, which Molly has collected and will provide to us. So that will be etched into solid nickel nanofiche, which lasts potentially up to 4 to 6 billion years on the moon, as analog images etched into the nickel, along with the 30 million page library and a lot of new things that we're sending. So that will be preserved forever. And then in addition, there'll be an image from this event, and Molly can say more about that.
Yes, the winner, and we're about to show this in the video, the digital insignia with your name, so a full graphic, which is very rare, isn't it, Nova? It's normally text.
Yeah.
It's a very rare thing that is happening here. This digital insignia for the winner will be going to the moon with your name for close to eternity, if not eternity, as Nova described.
As long as the moon lasts.
And so, I mean, that's something I don't think any other Pitch Fest has going, and it's thanks to Nova and the fine work he's doing at the Arc Mission Foundation, an organization Yannicka and I are very fully engaged in. So Yannicka, are you ready to share the video of the winner? Drum roll. What do you think? If not, I can announce it.
Winner, but I'm kind of tempted in waiting 5 more minutes until at least I have the video of the insignia and I can show the insignia first. I kind of want to spin this along a little further.
Okay, so where you guys, we have 4 minutes. So if you have to go, please try and stay. This is our award ceremony. We've kept everything on time. We may go over 1 minute here. But I guess maybe we should give the people that participated, if they had anything else they wanted to say about themselves. We've got 5 minutes. And I guess I'll start with Heather because I can see you on my strip here. Heather, yes, Brian. Can
I make a suggestion? It would be really nice for you to hear from you as well about where you want to take AI Showbiz from here. Because we've heard from everybody else, but we haven't really, this is your show, you know. I think it would be nice for these 3 or 4 minutes for you to share what your vision is, what you want to get from it, like what you would like to see happen in the world from Molly and Co being here.
Thank you. All right, and it's really, it's a joint effort. So it's Molly and Yannicka, and Yannicka is my partner here in this enterprise, and she is right now rendering at record light warp speeds this video. So I will talk and know that I'm representing us both because we do have a vision, we do have a plan. And for us, our vision is to build a community of entrepreneurs, inventors, and investors engaged in emerging technology today and into the future, and to provide the resources that are so needed, the lifeblood of your company to keep going, and to encourage and inspire the entrepreneurs to take action. Yannicka and I, we believe in you so much, and we get to hear from so many talented entrepreneurs, and often the one thing that prevents them is just their own not believing in themselves. So we do believe in you, and hopefully we can give you that superpower to continue to believe in yourself. So our vision is to build this into a world-class international, including outer space as that comes online, organization that goes well into the future, that is a legacy beyond Yannicka and my life. I'd like to say we have a 500-year plan. Maybe it sounds a little bit like Isaac Asimov's Foundation trilogy, but it does take that archetypal signature to what our goal is. And it's really to acknowledge that we are all one. We are all one here, and what affects an entrepreneur in Mongolia affects us here in Los Angeles. And so together, we want to build the largest collaboration platform for entrepreneurs to accelerate them beyond their goals. And that is it. It's a big, bold mission, and we're well on our way with what happened. And I will just say, it is nothing short of a miracle that given not only, you all know, but we have the COVID, we have the recession, we have deeply impacting us, the supply chain interruption. I will say it, maybe you don't agree. I'm not trying to be political, but some of us feel we have some crazy leadership. But that wasn't enough for Yannicka and I. No, we had an earthquake, a very small earthquake here about a week and a half ago, right under my house, and which caused damage to it. But nothing will deter us. We are focused, and because we have all of your support. So it doesn't matter what challenges, we see them only as opportunities. And what happened because of all of those adversity points, we were able to catapult our event into a world-class success in our opinion. We had people like the head of immersive media join our event from Facebook, and Tom Gruber, who led the team on Siri, and a keynote from Dan Mapes, and a very moving, I would call it on the level of I Have a Dream speech from Amit Prada, who I know is with us. And I could go on all night about just the kind of people who came into our orbit as we were taking this on, because it is, we are all one. So Brian, how did I do? That's the vision.
Killer.
Okay. Brian's also my coach, so I better get it right or I'll be hearing about it. So how are we doing, Janica?
Molly, I have everything ready. I have the insignia video ready, and I have the video for the winner ready.
Okay, so you have the finalist video, or what? Tell me one more time.
I have the insignia that we will give everybody to put on their websites.
Okay.
And to prove that they are in the space library, going into outer space in the end of 2021 with Arc Mission. And I also have the winner video to reveal.
All right, Janica, so start with the first one and we'll end with the winner. Take it away. Share your screen. Here we go.
Well, all right, Molly, I think you should prepare the winner.
All right, drum roll, everyone. So you just saw the insignia, which I just want to give a shout out to my business partner, Janica designed. Thanks to Mike Agliola, who gave us a full license on his Hug Earth image. They're beautiful, Janica, and we'll be emailing them to you to display. And now it is with the greatest excitement and honor that we present the winner of the inaugural Mayday Impact Award Pitch Fest. Roll video.
Give me a second. It is, I'm sorry, it's 4:20 a.m. Give me a second. The winner, can you hold it? Can you manage it? All right, the winner.
That is great. Awesome job, Janica. Fabulous. Lorana, the floor is yours. Please tell us how it feels to receive. And
amazing, very humbled by this beautiful opportunity, very grateful too. There are moments when I was practicing what to say in the beach. There was a moment that I wrote down, you know, the moments in your life where you look and you think that life prepared you for this present moment. Like I didn't thought I would see a recession or so many people unemployed at once, but I always saw believe as an answer for moments of like that, moments where people don't feel like they have value or they don't find ways to get money. So I feel really, really grateful because we could speak up about what is possible with this tool. There are things that we are learning, so I'm really, really open to collaborate. We are investing in gamification too, to make it fun, to make more like of a journey as a human being of giving and receiving. So anything from gamification, machine learning for matchmaking people's needs and offers, blockchain technology for the time credits to being different wallets. That's all we have as a vision, and I think the moment it's now. And thank you so much for the trust. I will, if you all want to share your contacts, I can keep giving updates about how Believe is evolving, because you are all certainly part of this journey too. So thank you very much. And thank you, Molly, for putting all that together. It's beautiful to see how we can come together, even from our homes, and know that we are collaborating. And thank you so much for the other finalists too. I love the project. I think what you're both doing, it's really powerful, and ways we can collaborate too. I think it's I have some ideas already. So thank you.
Lorana, I want to thank you so much from Norway here. I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of you being the winner. I actually love that the Media Impact Award ended up being an online event, because we did get submissions from all around the world from people who actually wouldn't be able to afford to travel to California. And me and Molly have actually been discussing that we would like to keep the Media Impact Award as an online pitch event. Thank you so much for attending, and congratulations to everybody. Our wish is that everybody is a winner. Everybody's going to end up in a space library, and your promise will be documented and last forever.
Yes, and with that, we're going to conclude our award ceremony and AI Showbiz Summit 4.0. Yannicka, high five, we did it. We all did it together, all of us together. I want to thank each and every judge, each and every finalist, congratulate the winner, and I promise to stay on time. So thank you all so much. We'll be in touch, and may the force be with all of us. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, Molly and Yannicka. A conference well done.